Hi there, parents. I just wanted to encourage you today. I have been thinking a lot about success and what success looks like. As a parent, especially. All of my kids are adults now, and I haven't been parenting in my home for a couple of years, although you never stop being a parent. It's just learning how to do it in ways that works with your adult kids. And I always say that kids are going to be in our families, that we live in our families one way or another much longer as adults than we do as children. So our window with our kids as children is actually very small compared to the rest of the time that we are parents to our kids. So I want to just encourage you to really think about, what is successful parenting? Because when we look at the Family First program and what we feel like is success, sometimes we come at it at a different place than even the parents. So I know as a parent, and we talk about this in the parent training, that a big piece of what you want to see is the behaviors to stop, for things to get better, for the chaos to be less. One goal that we agree on is that we want to decrease the violence. We want to intervene early so that the violence does not escalate to the point of having to call the police or take children to the hospital unless we really need to get some med management figured out. I like to have those things as a safety backup, but our goal is to really decrease that. But other than that, our goal with Family First is to really, really help you as the parent to parent your children, because some of their mental health issues, some of the things that are happening based off of the trauma or the mental health issues that your kids have are not going to necessarily go away, but we want to help you to be able to work through that with your kids. We want our kids to know how to work through really strong and disturbing emotions, and not to just say, they never have meltdowns anymore, or they never get that upset. Maybe it's because we have them so medicated that they don't, which I'm not against using medication and getting that balanced, but we got to understand that there are always going to be things that trigger our kids. And if you're dealing with kids that have, autism or some brain functioning that you don't even know what some of their triggers are, it's not even about eliminating those triggers, but figuring out how to help your kids to work through that. If we can do that as a parent, help them work through it, then we can also teach our kids how to recognize those things as they come into their own, that they recognize, I'm triggered, or I'm feeling manic, or I'm feeling really low. Here's the things I need to do to help myself. They are not at that place yet. So we have to help you as the parent be at that place. To me, that is real success on our end, is if we can help you as the parent to use the tools, to know what to do, to know that the holidays are coming, and that even though you're afraid that it's going to be as bad as it was last year or the year before, that when you see those behaviors start to spike, you intervene early and know what to do. And that actually, when you look back, it's like, oh, wow, I saw it, but we didn't really have that much problem that we've had before, or we had these problems and here's what we did and we handled it. Because we're going to have problems with our kids as parents, and we got to know how we are going to handle it in our families. So when you think about what success means to you, what success is in your family, go back to some of the early training that we did, even in the parent training, where we looked at now and the future, what we wanted our families, and the bridge of what it was going to take to get there. What does it mean for you to be a successful parent? And let me tell you, as a parent of adult children, you're going to have moments, especially moms, you're going to have moments when your kids struggle, or they go through something, or they say something, and you are going to wonder if you were successful. Did I do that? Did I cause that? I have times when I've gone back to my kids and said, hey, I just keep thinking about this incident when you were 10, and I'm really sorry. And my kids are like, that's not even what they're remembering or focused on. And then there's other things that they remember that I said or did that I'm like, wow, like I do not even remember that, but it was significant to them, good and bad. So, just be prepared that there is, a little bit of this that we carry, and that's what we have to kind of keep bringing before, kind of like, what are our goals here? If you have kids with severe emotional behaviors and disturbances, like, our goal really is to help them learn how to regulate, to really work on our connections with our kids, because they're disconnected because of the stuff that's going on in their brains, whether they're have attachment issues or not. Like, that connection piece is so important, because remember, they're going to be part of your family long after they're adults, and this is the future for your relationship with them. So it's not about being their friends, but I want your kids to leave your home knowing what your values are and what your family, like, in our family we do this, or my mom is like this, or my dad's believes this. Even if they choose to go a different path, I want them to know that about you, know what your boundaries are, and so think about those things, like, what do you want your family to be? Remember that connection piece is huge. It's more important than the reasoning. It's more important than anything right now, is the regulation and the connection. That's going to help your kids get through this stuff and help them be more in tune with themselves so that they can get through things as an adult. They may not have their life lined out and planned out in the way that you hoped when they were younger, even maybe in the way that they're saying now at 10 years old or 11 years old, what they want to do. But we have a better chance of helping them to move into adulthood if we can work on that regulation and we work on that connection now. So those are two really big successes for me as a parent coach, as a guide to you. But I want you to just, think about what that means to you. Like, what would be successful in your family and what is successful for you as a parent. And don't beat yourself up, because it might look different than your neighbor or, your sister's kids or whatever it is. So hope that was encouraging. If you have any questions, let us know.